Before we start this episode, I want to read to you one of our most recent Google reviews. The Hormone and Fertility Coaching Certification Program was one of the best investments I ever made in my business. Dr. Kela's training is comprehensive, practical, and incredibly supportive. I left feeling confident, prepared, and equipped to help women on their fertility journeys. If you're considering specializing in fertility coaching, I highly recommend this program. And if you want to learn more about your fertility coach type and take the assessment, head on over to fertilitycoachingmastery.com/quiz to learn more. And if you're listening to this thinking, what is the fertility coach assessment? I'm going to talk about that in this episode. So let's dive right in. Is fertility coaching right for you? The 4 types of future fertility coaches. So business bestie, I want to talk to you today. This is a little bit shorter episode than I normally do, but I'm announcing something that I've been creating for quite some time now. And I want to talk about the reason I created this, how it's going to help you, and how I cannot wait to share it with you. So over the years, I've spoken with thousands of coaches and practitioners and wellness professionals and women who are on a fertility journey. And this journey has completely changed their lives. And I often get questions like, could fertility coaching be right for me? Would I even be good at this? How do I even know if I have what it takes? Is there really a need for fertility coaches? Should I add fertility coaching to my practice, or should I add a coach into my practice? Could this become a meaningful career or specialty? Could this be another arm of my business that I haven't tapped into? So if you've ever asked yourself any of those questions, then this episode is for you. And I'm really excited to introduce my brand new Fertility Coach Assessment Quiz, because when I first started helping women, I didn't realize that this was what I was going to do. I didn't wake up one day and say, I'm a fertility expert. But like many of you, my journey started through my own personal experience with infertility, and infertility really changed the trajectory of my life. It changed the person that I am. It changed my mindset. It changed my body, and it forced me to ask different questions. It led me down a path of exploration and being totally frustrated with conventional medicine, telling me that I was advanced maternal age, that I was too old, that I needed advanced treatment, that I had unexplained infertility. And I just wasn't going to take that. I knew that I could heal my body. I had been a personal trainer for over 10 years, but I knew nothing about fertility. I came from the fitness industry where being skinny and being very fit with low body fat and eating like no carbs or calories, that was what was healthy. And for fertility, I quickly learned that that is the furthest thing from healthy, and probably one of the reasons I struggled so hard to get pregnant. But when I was told by conventional medicine that I needed to do advanced treatments like IVF, and I knew my body could heal, that really led me down this path of exploration, learning about hormones and fertility, nutrition, gut health, functional medicine, root cause healing. And this was about 15 years ago. These were not the buzzwords that they are today. And so as I learned about these things and learned what I needed to do to heal, this personal journey, this exploration into my health, this healing journey, this became my mission. And I thought, if I'm struggling so bad, I know other people are. Again, this is before Instagram. This is really before any of the social media platforms were talking about this like they are today. And so I knew once I started to learn about my body and I learned what I needed to do to heal, and I started talking to my friends and neighbors and family, and I learned that many other people feel the same way. We are not taught in school about our bodies. We're just not, especially as women. Men, it's even worse, but especially as women. So I thought I have to teach this. And that mission became the Hormone Puzzle Society, my virtual clinic that I opened almost 10 years ago. And then about a year into owning and running that practice, I kept having people come to me asking me how I started my business. How did you learn about fertility? How did you know the business pieces? How did you start a podcast? How did you write a book? And that's when the certification program was born. And then I started helping practitioners and coaches build businesses around fertility coaching. And what I've learned over the years of doing this, I've been doing this since 2019, helping practitioners become coaches and add fertility coaching to their practice, as well as helping women who have struggled with infertility start businesses under this niche and in this space. And what I found by talking to all of these people and training and coaching and mentoring is that many women feel called to this work long before they give themselves permission to pursue it. So maybe that's where you're at today. Maybe you feel a pull. Maybe you love learning about women's health. You're listening to podcasts and reading books, and maybe your friends are asking you, or your coworkers or family members or cousins, your sisters, and you love talking about fertility. And you want to make a bigger impact, but you're still wondering, is this path for me? Maybe you're working in a completely different field, but just love learning about women's health and love telling others what you learned. Or maybe you're already working in health. Maybe you're a health coach or a nutritionist, a dietitian, a chiropractor, an acupuncturist. Maybe you're already working in functional medicine, but you're not really specifically niched, or you don't have a specialty in fertility or hormones or women's health. And the one thing I hear all the time is from women who want to do this work, they cannot stop thinking about fertility and women's health. Or sometimes they'll tell me, my own journey changed my life and I want to help others the way I wish somebody had helped me. That's why I wanted to go into this work, because nobody would help me. And sometimes I'll hear things like, I wish somebody had helped me when I was struggling, or I love women's health and I want to specialize in something this meaningful. And the truth is that fertility coaching, it's not just a profession, it's really a calling. It's taking your experience, your education, your passion, your desire to help others, and turning it into meaningful work. There is nothing better than helping a woman and a couple create a baby and create their family and bring life into this world. Like, there's nothing better than that. I still get choked up when I think about it. Every time I get an email or a text or a phone call and somebody tells me that they're pregnant after infertility, it's just, I can't even put it into words. It's just amazing. But many people get stuck because they don't know where they fit. They don't know how to take this passion and turn it into a career. They don't know if they're qualified. They don't know if fertility coaching is even right for them. And so that's exactly why I wanted to create this assessment quiz. So you could ask yourself some questions and you can learn, okay, yes, fertility coaching is what I'm supposed to do. Or maybe no, maybe this is just a passion of mine, but I don't really want to create a business. And that's okay too. That's what I created this assessment quiz to do, is to help you take your thoughts through these questions and learn, is this the right next step in your career? And so a little bit more about why I created this assessment quiz. So over the years, I've spoken to hundreds, if not thousands, of women that are naturally drawn to fertility and fertility coaching and women's health, but they're not really sure what that means. Maybe you're already a coach, like I said earlier. Maybe you're a practitioner or a wellness entrepreneur, or maybe you're somebody whose own fertility journey has changed them and you want to help others. You know that you're passionate about women's health and you're interested in fertility, but you're wondering, is fertility coaching right for me? Could this become my next specialty? Could I add this into my practice? Could it be the next chapter of my career? Could it be, I totally changed my career? And that's exactly why I created this Fertility Coach Assessment Quiz. And it's designed to help you explore whether fertility coaching is a natural fit for your strengths, your interests, your experiences, and your goals. And then you have a more clear idea of how to move forward. And once you take this fertility coach assessment quiz, you'll actually get a fertility coaching assessment guide with clear next steps based on where you're at today. So my hope that it gives you clarity, it gives you how to move forward, it keeps you from being stuck, and there's no pressure. It's not a sales pitch. It's just clarity around whether this path is the next right step for you and whether it's worth exploring. So again, if you want to take the fertility coach assessment, you can head over to fertilitycoachingmastery.com/quiz to learn more. Now let's continue with our show. Let's talk about the 4 fertility coach types that I've identified. And one of the things that this assessment quiz does is it helps you to identify which type you most closely align with. So as I go through these, maybe write them down if you're not driving and start thinking to yourself, which one of these is me? And then take the quiz assessment and say, okay, that was right. That was spot on. That's what I thought. Or maybe it's completely different. Maybe you thought you were just a beginner and you're actually not. And so it'll give you a lot of clarity on what to do next. And remember, there's no right or wrong answers or results. Each type brings unique gifts into the fertility space. So as we go through this, there's no judgment. Just be honest with your answers once you take the quiz, and then you'll know how to move forward. So the first type is the fertility advocate. So the fertility advocate, she is deeply passionate about helping women navigate their fertility journeys. And maybe she has experienced infertility herself. Or perhaps she has supported a friend, a sister, a daughter, or even a patient through infertility, or a client. She cares deeply about education, awareness, and helping women feel less alone. She often finds herself sharing resources, recommending books or podcasts, and supporting others through difficult moments. She may not see herself as a coach yet, and she may not see herself as an expert yet, but her heart is already doing this work. Her superpower is compassion, empathy, and connection. She wants women to feel seen, heard, supported, and empowered. So if this sounds like you, fertility coaching might be your next natural step. You have to take the quiz assessment to find out. The next type is the emerging fertility coach. So the emerging fertility coach, she already knows she wants to help women, and she's actively exploring fertility coaching as her career or a specialty. She's already, or she may be already, a health coach, a nurse, a therapist, a doula, a nutritionist, a dietitian, a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, a functional medicine practitioner, a nutrition counselor. Like, she's already working in the health space, but maybe not in fertility or women's health. She's considering either a complete career transition or really specializing in fertility and women's health. She sees a need. She feels that this is a calling. She's just trying to determine the best path forward. Her biggest questions are, how do I even get started? How do I gain confidence? How do I put the limiting beliefs aside and step into that version of myself that I want to be right now? Not the past version of myself, not the identity that I've created that says I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I don't know enough, I can't do this, who am I to do this? The version of herself that she wants to be now. Maybe she's asking, what do I even need to learn? I don't know if I'm even ready. Her superpower is being curious, being committed, and having a deep desire to make a difference in the world, especially in women's health. So this person, she's ready to move from interested to intentional. So take the quiz assessment to find out if this is you. The next fertility coach type is the fertility entrepreneur. She just is not just interested in helping women. She's interested in building a mission, building something truly meaningful. She has a big vision. And maybe it's she wants to create or scale a fertility coaching practice, a virtual business. She wants to do a course or a membership or start a podcast or do a summit, host a retreat, build a thriving personal brand. She sees fertility coaching as both her mission, an opportunity to create impact, but also as a way to further her career and create an income that supports her and her family so that she has freedom and she has an unlimited ceiling of income potential. And it's not just about income. Yes, if you're a fertility entrepreneur and you are either have a business or you're thinking of starting a business or you're trying to scale a business, income is important. You have to have income and profit, not just income, but profit and revenue to grow and scale. But the more income and the more revenue you have, the more impact you can make. It's not about just the money, although the money is nice. It's about the impact. The more money and income and revenue you have, the more impact you can make. And that's the mission and the goal of the fertility entrepreneur, more than just the monetary amount. And she also understands that fertility coaching isn't just a service that you give to people or that you do for people, it's a movement. She wants to build a business that supports women, again, while creating freedom and flexibility and purpose in her own life. Her superpower is leadership, innovation, and vision. She thinks big. She knows she's capable of creating something extraordinary, and she will stop at nothing until she creates that. To take the quiz assessment and find out if this is you. And then the last fertility coaching category is future fertility experts. So the future fertility expert, she's helping women. She's already doing this. She's a practitioner. She's a clinician. She's a coach. She's a wellness professional. She already has a business. She has experience. She has credibility. And now she's looking for a specialty that allows her to deepen her expertise and stand out. She understands that fertility coaching is one of the fastest growing specialties in women's health. She has advanced knowledge and skills and confidence, and she wants to be known as the go-to fertility expert, not just in her local community, but in the world. Her superpower is mastery, expertise, and a commitment to lifelong learning. She's not looking just for another certification. She's looking for a specialty that aligns with her purpose and elevates her impact. So if you think this is you, take the assessment and find out. And what I see that most people get wrong when they're thinking about making a career either change or shift, or they're trying to scale, many women think that they need another degree, another certification, more credentials, more experience, more confidence, and more time before they can make that next move, or even before they can even get started. But the truth is, confidence, it comes from action. You have to be her now. You cannot wait until all these limiting beliefs are gone, or until you have a new identity. You have to embody that identity now. Confidence comes from action, not before action. Confidence comes from action. Confidence is a muscle. You have to build that muscle every single day. And every successful fertility coach started exactly where you are, with an interest, a passion, a calling, and a willingness to learn. Nobody starts as an expert. Everybody starts as a beginner. And then you get better. You grow, you learn, you scale, and you conquer. And that is being her now. So why is fertility coaching one of the fastest growing specialties in women's health? Infertility affects millions of women and couples worldwide. The statistic as of June 2026 is 1 in 6 women and couples globally will experience infertility. That's 1.3 million people worldwide. Yet so many people are unsupportive. They leave their conventional medicine doctor appointments with unanswered questions. They feel dismissed, confused, even gaslighted. They feel alone. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm not talking about some far off land of things that happen. I'm talking about experiencing this firsthand, living in the United States of America, in Tennessee, being dismissed, being gaslit, being confused, being told IVF was my only option. And so I know for myself and why I do this work, but for women around the world and couples around the world, they're looking for somebody who can educate them, who can guide them and encourage them, help them navigate their options, support them emotionally, connect the dots. And that's why fertility coaching is such a fast growing specialty, and why it's one of the fastest in women's health today as of 2026. And that's why I believe that we need more trained coaches. Women need support, and practitioners need specialties. And they need specialties that are not just specialties, but that create impact and fulfillment and income and revenue. Fertility coaching offers both. It offers all of that and more. There is nothing better than this career. I will die on that hill. There is nothing better than helping somebody build or grow their family. Nothing. No career can trump that. So if you're curious about which fertility coaching type you are, again, head on over to fertilitycoachingmastery.com/quiz, take the assessment. And then what happens after you take this quiz assessment is that you will receive immediately into your inbox your fertility coaching type, a personalized fertility coaching assessment guide so you know what to do with this information. You'll get career insights, recommended next steps based on your results, and a clear step forward. You'll gain clarity around your strengths that are naturally a fit for fertility coaching. You'll understand your gifts. You'll have a clear picture of whether fertility coaching could be your next step in your career. So again, if you are a coach, a practitioner, a wellness entrepreneur, or simply somebody who feels called to help women and couples navigate their fertility journeys, whether you have your own fertility journey and you want to help others, or you're just deeply passionate about this work, I want to invite you to take the Fertility Coach Assessment Quiz. It's completely free, and you can explore whether fertility coaching is your next best move in your career and in your life. So thank you for watching. I hope that you are curious about fertility coaching, because sometimes curiosity, that's the first step in discovering something bigger. And my goal with this assessment quiz, it's not to tell you what to do. It's to help you gain clarity, help you understand your strengths, and identify your best next step. And the goal is helping you discover whether fertility coaching is your next chapter and your next story. And after you take the quiz, if you want to share your results with me, I would love to chat further with you about this and see if fertility coaching is your next chapter. So until next time, remember, something that you're the most passionate about is the thing that you're meant to pursue. If it's in your heart and it's in your mind and you came across me and my platform and my mission, that's not by chance. That's for a reason. Do not ignore this calling. So thank you for listening. I hope you have an amazing week. I'll see you in the next episode of Fertility Coaching Mastery, and I can't wait to see your assessment quiz results. So thank you. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.